Hi, this is Justice with LearnBuildbox.com. Today we're going to go through making a portal for the feature in Buildbox where you can do checkpoints. So we're going to have our character go from one checkpoint to the next. Alright, so I'm going to select File, New, and I have this set to 1920 by 1080 at a resolution of 300 dpi. I prefer if your computer, and my computer handles 300 dpi just fine, so I leave it at this. Easier to scale down by far than scale up. You can always drop resolution. Alright, so we're going to do this. We're going to select the pen tool. Now I actually have mine set to convert point tool. We'll use that in a little bit. We're going to start right in the middle of the screen. And we are going to make a really, really simple portal. Now, graphically, you guys obviously can do whatever you would like to do, but I'm trying to save and conserve time here. Alright, so that worked just fine. I'm going to select paths over here. We're going to convert this load path as selection button. Okay, then we're going to go over here to our paint bucket tool, drag out, select paint bucket, and hit there. I'm going to make that black. So we're going to select black and then make that a little bit darker here. Alright, now what I probably should have done already was create a new layer. This is on the background. So what we're going to do, because this is still selected, we can go ahead and just tap right in there and that'll produce the same effect on the other layer. We're going to use 3 different layers, not including the background. Alright, so this right here is our foreground layer, and this is going to be our background layer, and this is going to be inside fog. Inside fog. Alright. So, alright, we have those layers named. Background layer, we're going to go ahead and use this. You can do it a couple ways. I'll show you another way to do it. It works fairly well as well. So we'll start right here. And we're going to do very similar to the same thing that we did already. Now I'm going to go back into this a little bit because we want it to travel all the way through. Alright, so we have our selection already. There's not a chance to adjust. You have to kind of nail it the way you want it right away. And we're going to go back into our paint bucket tool. Tapping in there, you can see there's no contrast between the two things, so we're going to select a lighter gray and just go like that. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. So layers here, we're going to pull our background layer underneath our foreground so you can see kind of what I'm going for right there. I am going to also drag over, let's see. Alright, that looks alright. And again, like I said, I'm not trying to teach you guys how to draw, really more just concepts. So hopefully, what I'm doing here, I'm selecting the marquee tool, basically just to deselect the selection. You can hit, I think it's Alt-D or Control-D, and it'll do the same thing. Alright, so now, what I like to do, and I think is very helpful, is create, on the inside fog layer, we're going to create a little bit of fog. Okay, basically what this is doing is creating a shadow. Because this portal is partly covered, I think it's important to make it look like the character is hitting a shadow. And it doesn't have the same outside lights on it. Alright, so there's our selection. I'm going to use the gradient tool. I have this pre-selected, but you should have an option where it takes your foreground color and takes it all the way to transparent. Because we have gray, that's not going to be quite as good as black. So we're going to use black. Hit OK. Alright, so that looks better. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drag from left to right. And that's going to create some fog. If you don't see it, it may be because it's on the wrong place in the layer, which is in fact what it is. I'm going to go ahead and undo that. Okay, so I'm going to drag this, pull this up here. We'll try this again. There. Now we have a nice little gradient going across there. Alright, so now all we have to do is select the different layers, and we're going to export them. So File, Save As. I did this already, so I'm not going to redo it, but I'm going to show you how to do it. I have in my objects, I have it set as a PNG file. That way it retains transparency. And what I normally do is I'll select here, put sort by, and then date. That keeps all your most current ones. In here you'll see I named these from earlier: back wall, outside wall, and inner fog. And so you obviously name it, select PNG, hit save, get all those three done. There are scripts as well. If you wanted to do automate or scripts, I think it's layer comps or export layers to files. This will allow you to do all three at the same time, but the naming is a little bit different. Alright, so that's step 1. I'll show you guys the next steps in steps 2 and 3, or lessons 2 and 3. Alright, thanks for watching.